glasses in the picture.
Shush, 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 she was shaking it day.
How you feeling? Sorry.
God bless,
all right,
man.
Now, come on. It's all about being young.
I'm
here we go. Go ahead.
Here's the deal. I'm a hip dude.
You are.
You know, and I've always tried to be authentic to myself and share what I'm going through without sounding like old.
Right, and you've always told me, what is it? Nobody cares.
No one cares that you're tired.
Tired, right.
You know, everybody says, I'm so tired. I'm like, no one cares. We're all tired. We're all tired. We're all taking 5-hour energies and drinking monster drinks and drinking 8,000 cups of coffee.
Right.
And then we're all jonesed up. We can't sleep.
And then we're tired.
And we're all tired. No one wants to hear when you're tired.
Okay.
You know, people walk, it's such a long night, family problems. I don't care. No one cares. We're all going through the same crap, and so I'm compassionate towards that.
Yeah,
like, I understand.
but for radio purposes, right?
For radio purposes, we're here to be happy and joyous and
Okay.
bringing joy to people that are tired, that are going through tough times. Because people listen to us on KCast Radio, on the KCast Radio app, and they watch us on Facebook Live because they want to be entertained. They don't want to hear about our ass being tired.
Okay. However...
So I'm going through. I'm not going through any more than anyone else is going through.
Look at you. I'm sorry. You've set yourself up now, so you can't say anything.
I know.
It's all good, right?
I'm not going through any. You know.
Nope.
I'm blessed. It's all
blessed.
good.
It's good. He has a plan for you.
Two major issues.
Okay.
First of all, you're going to see me wearing a lot of different clothes over the next couple of weeks because I'm going through my closet because just went through a divorce and the kids aren't here this week, so I'm staying busy and I'm just starting to do all this crap that I've wanted to do for 10 years.
Okay.
And so I've gone through 3 wardrobe changes this morning because none of my pants would fit.
Uh-oh.
It's pissing me off. Everything's off a half inch. And I'm sitting there pulling the thumb out and stuff like that. I'm not fat. I just bloated. I feel like hell. And I'm growing hair all of a sudden, like in the last week. This ain't a year thing. I'm talking like the last week. I just shaved on Sunday morning.
Okay.
And I can usually go 4 or 5 because I don't grow hair.
Yeah, you don't have a lot of hair.
I have no hair in my legs.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to have to pull my legs up in gym class because everyone thought I was a girl. Yeah. And now I got boobs. So, I mean,
so you have boobs, no hair.
Like, what the fuck is going on here? What's happening? And it's all happened like in the last week.
Metabolic. You have metabolic changes. No, yeah, well, yeah, there is male menopause, and you have metabolic changes secondary to stress-related transition.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and you're bloated.
I feel good. I'm bloated. I'm just bloated. I'm hairy, and I'm starting to change clothes, and I'm wearing a damn sweater, and it's 98 degrees outside.
The sweater thing is kind of weird.
It's freezing down here.
It's not freezing. Now we sound like a married couple. It's not cold.
It was freezing last night.
You sound like
I got down here, man, and every time I go upstairs, the dogs go ape shit.
But do you have the air conditioning?
I went upstairs 4 different times today.
You have the HVAC running down here at a high level in the studio?
Whatever level it is.
Okay, so then why are you freezing? Huh? Now what are you doing?
Get my glasses. I'm good. I'll start the show. Damon Johnson will join the show tomorrow. This morning at 8:15.
Did you love my promotion?
I did. I sent it to him. He wrote classic on the Johnny Van Zandt. Josh sent me a cameo of Johnny Van Zandt, who I brought on stage several times. And when Johnny Van Zandt had a solo album out, we talked about that. We did that, and I got it autographed somewhere around here. Anyway, and wished me happy birthday. I don't know if he knew who the hell I was. He said he did, but I don't think he did. And that's cool. But it was cool. It was a great birthday gift, one of the best birthday gifts I ever got.
Thank you.
And then we found out that Damon Johnson is now in Leonard Skinner for a period of time until Gary Rosington gets better. And Gary Rosington is the last remaining member of the original Leonard Skinner. So it's big news. And Damon kind of went off and did his own thing. He was playing with Alice Cooper for 10 years, and he did a Thin Lizzy thing and the Brother Kane thing and blah, 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 blah.
A lot of things.
And so, but when you're asked to play in Leonard Skinner, you play in Leonard Skinner. It's kind of like, I'll ask him this question. It's kind of like the Ringo Starr All-Star Band. When you're asked to be in the Ringo Starr All-Star Band, you pretty much do it because he's giving you. He's like, it could be Colin what's his face from Men at Work. It could be the lead singer from Mr. And these bands are like Mr.
Yeah.
But I mean, when he asks you, you do it. Like when the Queen asks you to come have lunch or crumpets, or you go. So even if you don't like it, you go. It's part of it's. To me, it's like being asked the White House.
Okay.
I don't give a squat if you like Donald Trump or Bill Clinton or whoever. If you're asked to go to the White House, that is a huge amount of respect to be bestowed upon you. Or could you imagine? I want to knight you. I don't like you. I'm not. You go be knighted. There's some things you just do because it's the right thing to do.
Okay, so do you go play for the Olympic team if you're a basketball player?
Well, you have. If you've already done it, you've already been knighted. So for me,
if he already played,
because then you're giving someone else the opportunity because they have to fill that spot. If you're going to be knighted, they can't go, okay, well, if you're not going to be knighted, or if you're not coming to the White House, or you're not going to play my band, then I'll find someone else. Now, in the band thing, you can.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But when one of the original Beatles asked you to be in the All-Star band, you do it. Unless you just can't, or you have some type of schedule conflict or something. So when you're asked to play in Leonard Skinner, I would think Damon was like, even if he didn't want to do it, and I think he wanted to do it, I think you do it. You go do it.
Would there be any reason? I mean, if you think about it, this is interesting. I don't know that I would ask Damon this.
Listen, Damon's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Super nice guy. One of the nicest guys in rock and roll, if not the nicest guy I know. If he's going to sell more records,
of course,
he's going to be in front of huge crowds,
of course,
and he's probably going to play in front of more people in Leonard Skinner than he would if he was doing it with the Get Ready. And I understand that. Not to say that he won't eventually surpass that. Because the band's great.
Yeah.
But I mean, any chance you get, if all of a sudden someone called me up and said, "Hey, listen, we want you to fill in on K-Rock or LA radio I went to Atlanta."
Yeah. Would you leave me here?
And was I going to move to Atlanta? No, I wanted to move to Atlanta. But they asked me to come over there and do radio for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this is a great opportunity. Not only makes me look good to be in a major metropolis, but also speak radio and push out my agenda.
Yes.
And so I think that's what Damon's doing. Now, if they said, Damon, would you like to be in the band from here on out? Don't think he would. I don't know. We'll find out at 8:15 this morning. I don't think he would because I know he's into his own thing now and he wants to create his own brand. And he's doing
what if they? What was the last name? Gary. What's his last name? Sorry. Rosington. I mean, again, I'm keeping my fingers crossed. It sounded like he had a stent, and stent usually okay. It's not. What if he's not able, again, lives, but they say, look, we don't want you to tour.
The only reason I don't think that Damon, and again, I'm not going to put words in his mouth, the only reason is he was doing that. He played in Alice Cooper's band for 10 years.
That's
on the
true.
road.
That's true.
The Thin Lizzy thing was kind of his thing. The Black Star Riders was his thing.
That's true.
He did that already, and he got out of it. He's like, I don't want to be on the road anymore. I don't want to be doing, despite the fact that he was probably making some serious jack. And so, I'm going to ask him straight up. I want to know what he's making. What do you get paid?
I've always wanted to know something like that. When you're not a fill-in, but it's like your consultant.
I imagine,
right? Is that like a?
I imagine it's a nice little chunk of change he's making. Okay, you're going to play 3 or 4 shows for us.
Is it salary? I mean, not salary, but is it like a set amount or is it a percentage of earnings?
I don't know. But the fact that he's taking the spot that was the last spot, still normal and original. Like, wow. I mean, he's blown away. I mean, he's loving it. I mean, I know he's eating it up, and he doesn't need anything to build a resume right now.
No,
good Lord, he's written for everybody. He's done it all. I mean, he could certainly be in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. I believe that. I mean, he's written that many songs for so many people, and he continues to do his own thing. And the thing is, what I love about him is he's so authentic to himself. He's doing what he wants to do, and he's believing in himself. And I love that. We have this thing. I'm not going to pretend I'm even in the same stratosphere as Damon Johnson, right? But we have this thing where we both kind of started our own thing at the same time. Mm-hmm. And he's like, dude, KCast radio is going to be huge. It's going to be rocking. Stick with it. Don't give up. Da-da-da. I'm not going to. And he's doing the same thing. And it's hard. It's hard because when you've worked for the man or you've been part of a bigger thing for a long period of time, you just kind of do your role and you do it really well. And you can turn it off and you're done for the day. And when you go out and do your own thing, it's all on you. And it's hard. I mean,
it's always the different. Listen, people.
And by the way, that's why, what Dunaway and Brown and LT are doing, they were making great money.
Yes.
At the radio station on Jocks. I was there. I was there for 14 years. And so I kind of know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're willing to go out and do their own thing, I think is not competition for me because they're going to be talking sports. We do classic rock and other programming, but that's great for LT and Dunaway and Brown and support them. I mean that's super. I want to kind of go, okay, it's on because I got news for you. You ain't
welcome to the jungle.
Turning it off. I mean, you ain't turning it off at 10 o'clock. But there's this pressure, and this is going to be a perfect roll into what we're going to talk about this morning because it's breaking news this morning out of the Olympics. There's this pressure that ain't fun.
No, it's not. Listen, and you know this, I mean, not you, but I work with a lot of people who've gone from corporate jobs. They've made a lot of money, and because they've made a lot of money, they're in this position to decide, what do I want to do? They're not set for life, but they just, and usually, and listen, we all, or most of us, I don't know, most of us have this almost like a fantasy. I'm gonna do something great on my own. I'm gonna build my thing. I'm gonna make my coffee. I'm gonna do my widget. And it's an amazing feeling. And you see this a lot. Go to any Starbucks. Go to any co-op place where rent is really cheap, and you'll see a gazillion people on laptops, right, writing their business plans, which you love. You love a business plan. You love Tony gets off on a good prospectus. Yeah. Anyway, you see them, right? Everybody's putting the ideas together, and if you think about it, the fun part about being on your own in business, and it's part of the reason why people sometimes leave the corporate setting, is in the corporate setting, if things are going well, they just want you to do your job. Yeah. Just do your job. Like, we're making money. No, we don't need any more great ideas. Just keep doing this. Oh, well, what about And so after a while, for a lot of people, like, okay, this is boring. Now, if it's the only thing you can do, if it makes a good living, if you embrace it that way, fine. But if you get in this position where, like, I want to do something different, or maybe you have to do something different, the idea part's super fun. Oh, it's going to be great. We're going to do a thing, and we got swag, and we're going to do that. And then you get to the point, like, okay, we got payroll. Yeah. And we got loans. And you realize that the crappy part is there. And so the true test then is, how bad do you want this, or do you need this? And that's not a threat, but it is. Yep. It does come down to it because the crappy part's sort of all around it. I think the other piece that I see a lot of people do is they go for it too early. And what I mean by that is it's almost like a knee-jerk. I hate this job. You see this all the time. I hate this job. We're out of here. I'm done, and then I'm gonna do something. Yeah. Well, man, you better, unless you got fired, you better have a years of severance or something. Yep. Like, don't jump into it. Yep. Jump in. And again, we've talked to every musician we've ever talked to. They do it because of their passion, and they didn't make a lot of money right off the bat. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a major, and Damon Johnson's a great example of that. He's a great example, yeah. Right? Worked his way up, pinnacle, had to make a lot of different changes. He has said, COVID put him in this weird place, having to try to not redefine himself, but redefine his product. Yeah. Right? And
it takes time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are, but I think I've saw something like 9 out of every 10 startups, or 9 out of every 10 businesses don't make it. Oh yeah. And you have to go, okay, how long am I going to put into this? Mm-hmm. And I was watching old man coming out of me. I was watching the men who made America, or the machines that made America.
That's good to watch.
Every one of it inspires me.
Yes.
When I watched that show for some reason, and there's like a million of them now, I was like the tractors that changed America. They did the whole tractor thing last night.
Okay, you're watching too much of that.
Yeah, but I mean, every one of these poor saps spent every one of their last dimes, but they failed over and over and over and over and over again. And there's a calculated risk where someone goes, Jay Wilson, for example, for Red Mountain Entertainment, started doing these cheesecakes, and got behind it. Did Facebook Live? I'm sitting there going, and obviously he's not. I don't think he's doing it anymore because he's a tour guy. He works for Live Nation. But I'm thinking to myself, someone may say, "Mate, you need to open a shop. You need to open a shop and make these things. I bet you sell 1 million of them.
I bet you sell 1 million of them. And
you just find out just how difficult it is to go in business for yourself, and it's a booger bear, man. And in most cases, like me, I think, well, I'll just hire someone to do that. I'll hire someone to do that. And then you realize, and
you don't have a corporate budget.
With the Dunaway and Brown and Lance thing, they've got the investment money behind them, which is great, as long as it's coming in to take care of all that. We're a lean, mean fight machine around here, man. It's me and you. Right. You're a partner in this with me, and we have some investors and the club at Lakeview and stuff like that. But I mean, it's like, just be careful how much you want to bite off. It's like a bad steak. The longer you chew, the bigger it gets.
Yes.
All right. Speaking,
that was super negative.
Speaking of going out, no, I think it was good. I mean, maybe someone,
No,
but the other thing is you keep hearing about follow your dreams. If you believe in it, be passionate about it. Don't stop. Don't ever give up. Don't listen to people. And you just want to keep going. And you're like, okay, I can't pay my water bill.
Right.
And it beats the shit out of you.
Listen, dude, I have got 3 different Instagram videos on that.
Yeah.
because I think that's the other hard thing. Now we sound like a morning talk show. That's the other hard thing. This is an inspirational show for you. The other hard thing is, follow your dreams. And then when you're in, not just financially in too far, but like emotionally in too far, I'm following my dreams. And I've told everybody I'm following my dreams. And then the question becomes, when do you tap out? When do you say, okay, my dream's not working out?
Yeah, I can say this with pretty definitive positivity. I can say this. If you do get into something and you're really passionate about it and you believe in it, if you're networking,
yes,
resourcing, talking to people, being willing to take critical,
yes,
constructive criticism and grow through it and learn through it and work hard at it,
yep,
something good will come out of every situation. Something good will come out of it. It may be something that is totally unrelated to what you're originally doing, but something will fall in your lap. And it's hard work. It's not luck. And if you're super passionate about something and you're telling people about it and you really believe in it, that's the dream part. That it may not be that dream. It may not be what you envision it as. This thing is nothing like we thought it was going to be 3 years ago.
Yes, and listen.
I mean, it wasn't. And if I told you I'm here 3 years after I started it, I probably wouldn't have done it. But I still know that what we're doing is on the forefront, and so this is something I'll never give up on because it's growing and we're making money and it's going well. And right now, that's what I need. But I know that if I continue to push it and believe in it truly in my heart, that something good will come out of this one way or another. I may become a deacon at OLV. I don't.
Wait, what about me?
You may be washing my hands with the water thing and ringing the bells. No, I don't know.
Oh, listen, I've always wanted to do the what's it called? The incense thing.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, we can do incense before the show every morning.
But one thing,
something good will come out of something when you're doing something.
If you're willing. I think one of the things I see with people in their dreams and pursuing their dreams is you can't use that dream as like a defense mechanism to hold out the constructive criticism. You can't use that dream to say, well, no matter what you say or anybody says, I am pursuing my dream. The true successful entrepreneurs, business people are willing to take their dream as the thread, and they're willing to do all kinds of pivots. Mm-hmm. They're willing to test it out and to say, okay, this is still part of the dream, but it's not what I envisioned, and I'm not going to be bullheaded about it. Dumb. I've seen so many people fail in pursuing their dreams because they said, this is what I believe in, and everyone tells you to stand for what you believe in, but that doesn't mean be narrow in what you believe in.
Yeah, the other perception that I think is something that you need to realize is that it's really hard.
Yes.
And that just because you're going off and doing what you want to do doesn't mean you're going to enjoy it.
There you go.
Because a lot of people say, this job sucks, I'm making great money, but I'm tired of it and I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm going to do something I love.
If I'm going to do something I love.
I'm going to make pottery.
Then every day I'm going to wake up, birds are going to be singing, there's going to be a butterfly landing on my nose, I'm going to be eating my Fruit Loops, and I'm going to be doing whatever the hell I want, go on vacation when I want, and it's just going to be kumbaya. It ain't like that.
It is if you don't need to make money. Jules has said this a million times.
If you don't need to make money.
Well, no, listen, Jules has said this a million times. She has said, I love what I do. I love what I do. Yeah. If I didn't have to make money at what I did, I would love it even more.
Sure.
But you see, there's people who have the opposite. They make money and they don't really love what they do. Mm-hmm. And then you have people like us who love what we're doing, but there's not enough to sustain you. Yep. So you get into that trap of having to spend a lot of time in the business side of it, which you don't always like. Listen, I have met people who have as much passion for business, not money. I mean, they make money, but they love the world of business as much as you love rock.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's blown me away. Now, they make a ton of money. They lose a ton of money. You leaving?
No, hold on. Get some out.
It's okay. No, but to me, there's a big difference between I want to make a lot of money as your goal. I want to do...
Money can't be everything. When you start your business, it can't be.
No, but there's a lot of people who go into it because they believe they can make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, I always tell I want to become a physician.
Or not necessarily a lot of money. Some people go off and do mission work.
Yeah, well, that's doing what
they want to do. But I'm saying it's not always about the money. In most cases, it is. You want to be making enough to take care of what you got going on.
Doing what you love.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the ideal setup.
Yeah. If you're wealthy enough to go do mission work and not get paid anything, then that's great. But if you're in a situation where you're going paycheck to paycheck like the majority of us are, and all of a sudden you want to go off and do a dream that doesn't pay squat, then you're going to have to refigure everything. See stories all the time. We got tired of the $3,000 mortgage, so we bought a bus, and now we're living in an RV at a state park, and we love it. Us and our 4 kids love it. Every morning we hear the burn. I'm like, bullshit.
Alaskan bush people.
Yeah, I saw another story about a woman who bought an old bus, and she rebuilt it, and they're living in a bus.
You know why they say they love it?
Great.
You know what that's called? That's called cognitive dissonance. That's like, shit. I bought the bus and now I live in it, and I go, you know what this feels like? Can I just say? And I don't have my coffee cup here on the table from World Market. You know what this feels like? This is Tony and Josh at the View. No. Just a little. I feel like we need to change topics because I feel like we're having sort of a View moment.
One of Simone Biles' coaches told NBC that physically she is fine, but she is done for tonight. That was after.
Oh, that's interesting.
The 4-time Olympic gold medalist announced, I guess, late last night, but it's just being made news this morning, that she is withdrawn from the team final competition due to a medical issue that is not physical but mental.
Whoa.
She said, it wasn't as easy a day or my best, but I got through it. She wrote on Monday in an Instagram post, I truly do feel like the weight of the world is on my shoulders at times. I know I brush it off and make it seem like pressure doesn't affect me, but damn, sometimes it's hard. Ha, ha, ha. The Olympics is no joke. And now we have found out that Simone Biles is out of gymnastics competition at the Olympics with a mental issue.
Wow.
Quote-unquote mental issue she is having. That according to the Peacock broadcast, which is like...
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean...
that's like... Well, listen, and I think people... I don't know how people are going to respond to it. And
this is team gymnastics competition. I don't know if this is the individual or not.
That's what I couldn't understand.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if that is the individual or just the team part of it.
So listen, that speaks... I know people will not like this because they'll say you're an athlete, you should be able to push through. But I'm going to say, from a cultural standpoint and a sort of a destigmatizing mental health, and look, we don't even know, we don't know anything. She's saying it's not a physical issue. Mm-hmm. Good for her. And again, people will say, well, she's the greatest of all time. She's an athlete. That shouldn't bother her or whatever. But good for her saying it. Naomi Osaka, you know, the thing that I think is interesting, and it scares me a little bit. Michael Phelps, everybody's coming out, right? Everybody's coming out and saying, you know,
and by the way,
go.
Just to clarify, I think it is just for the team.
Well, that makes sense too.
And the biggest upset for the United States Olympic team so far, Simone Biles withdrew from the team competition after it started on Tuesday, handing the Russian women's gymnastics team a path to victory over the U.S. team that had dominated the sport for more than a decade.
Yes.
I don't know if it's her individual. She's had a couple hiccups. Yeah, she had to do 4 exercises.
Yes.
She shot some things, and then she had the issue last night. So she's had a couple of things where maybe the pressure is just too much. And again, it's not a physical situation; it's a mental one.
Well, I feel terrible for her, but it's such a classic thing. If she said she's withdrawing because it's a bad ankle, would we be harder on her?
No.
It'd be easier. We'd say, "Come on, wrap that ankle up."
No, if it's a physical thing, there's nothing she can do about it.
Okay, so if it's a mental thing,
you can't perform. But
right, mental thing, we say, "Buck up."
Well, yeah. because she's been there and done that. She's been through all this stress. She's the most decorated and celebrated Olympic gymnast we've ever had.
Listen, here's what's unique to me about gymnastics. See if this makes sense to you, because I would see the same thing like diving. If in gymnastics the pressure's getting to you and you're let's just call it stress. You can't get your head in a good place. The stress is too much. Mm-hmm. By the nature of what your sport is, like, you could have a catastrophic injury. Yeah. I was just thinking, like, basketball, maybe football, not so much. Baseball, like, if your head's not in the right place, you probably are not going to perform well. But think about the balance beam, or think about any of the exercises they do. Yeah. We saw she was sort of having some sort of, she was off. If your head is not in the right place, is it smart to say, I can't, I'm trying to get my head in the right place. I can't. I can't. Is it better for your own health, and in this case, maybe the team, to say, I don't want to have some sort of catastrophic injury. Yeah. I don't, because it's a unique sport.
And it's funny because there is a stigmatism that goes along with mental health, and we've been hit over the head over and over and over and over again about mental health issues, everything from tennis to Kevin Love. I mean, we've been through all those things to see these athletes at the highest levels of their craft have mental issues, and we're kind of like, but it's normally after they have reached that apex. They are there. Simone Biles is the best gymnast we've ever seen, and so it's kind of like, okay, so at this point, as an every guy, okay, what happened?
Right.
You're at the Olympics. Well, I've seen you do a million interviews. I saw the Nassar thing over and over and over again yesterday. And I'm like, so is there a trigger? Is there? And I'm glad you're here. Dr. Josh Klapow is a clinical psychologist. What she's been through as much pressure as any individual could ever be through in her entire career. Right. And now all of a sudden at the Olympics of all places, the other thing that and again, I'm just talking for every guy, when you have mess ups, it seems like a pretty easy out to say, and you see this with injuries, you see this with athletes, they're not having their particular best game, and all of a sudden it seems like they have a mental, and it makes sense, because if they're having some type of mental issues, they're not performing at that level.
Well, you just answered the question, right? So you just...
But it's like, okay, you just screwed up again, and all of a sudden she's withdrawing from the team sport. The other side of it is you're letting your team down.
Well, or you're making a call, or you're making a call...
At the highest level.
Yeah, I know.
There's not professional gymnasts. This is it. This is the Olympics.
I know.
And so I
it's got to be, listen, it's probably bad. This is not, I'll tell you what this is not. I'm speculating. This is not depression with suicidality. This is not that. This is the pressure got to me, and here's the piece where I'm speculating. You're her. You're the greatest of all time. The pressure's gotten to you. You know it. I'm injured. I'm mentally, I can't get out of it. Because somebody like that, you're trying. You're talking to the team psychologist. You're trying, I got the yips. It's not working. I'm not performing the way I need to. What's going on? There comes this point where you go, okay, I can't get my head out of this. I can't. And what I think is interesting about Simone Biles, as the greatest of all time, does it start creeping in? I don't want to go out with an injury or a mistake or whatever. I mean, is it that I can't do it? Sounds bad coming from a psychologist. Is it that I can't do it, or I don't want to go out less than? No. Which you I'm even saying this. I don't think that that's the case. Mm-hmm. The other piece, listen. Here's the other piece that again, this becomes a political thing. What do you think COVID's done? Yeah. What do you think? I mean, they've talked about it. These athletes were so off their schedule. They are delayed a year. They're training in a weird way. There's COVID protocols. There's people getting sick left and right. There's nobody in the stands. You know this from working with two athletes. I know this from not. It is all about routine. Yep. This is how your body performs when there's a routine. Great athletes can adapt, But this is a different kind of adaptation. And I think the Naomi Osaka situation, I think the Simone Biles situation, I think a lot of these athletes, what this has done is it's put a crack in it.
Yeah.
It's put a crack in it. I would go as far to say that the crap we're seeing with the USA basketball team, I'm not saying it's all mental health issues.
Yeah.
It's mental.
Yeah.
It's mental. You hope that something really bad is not underneath it, because I can tell you this as a psychologist. There are a lot of athletes who are performing at the highest levels, and there is a lot of bad underneath.
Yeah.
A lot of bad. And Michael Phelps talks about it was his outlet. Mm-hmm. That's great when it's your outlet. It becomes a bad thing when your outlet is now contributing to what's really bad.
Damon Johnson will join the show here in about 13 minutes at 8:15 this morning, and it'll be a KCast radio exclusive. If you want to hear Damon Johnson, he is now in Leonard Skinner for a period of time anyway, I'm assuming, taking over for Gary Rosington, one of the original members. He will join us on the show at 8:15, and if you want to hear that interview, you can hear it exclusively on the KCast radio app. Download KCast Radio app through Android or Apple stores, and you can listen to that interview at 8:15 this morning. He just texted me. He's like, I'm standing by, and I'm like, settle down, big fella. Settle down. We got you at 8:15 this morning, so we'll have Damon Johnson on of Leonard Skinner coming up in just a few minutes. And maybe he's hanging out with the band. Maybe we'll have some of the band members. I doubt that Johnny's up at 8:15.
You think so?
No, like most,
I'm gonna ask him if he remembers.
Bands, I think they go their separate ways and they meet back up at the city. I doubt that he's rooming.
Do you think Johnny remembers me?
No. Unfortunately not. He could probably use you after seeing that video. Couple things else about the Olympics. And I've said this a million times. I hate ties.
Oh, no, I know where you're going. I texted you that as a joke.
I know you did, and I didn't. I knew it was a joke, but I wasn't sure, and I didn't want to come across as an a-hole at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I was waiting, bring it, man.
So I kind of came back at you. I know, it's just terrible. It's like riveting. And
you let me down, too. I was really
the U.S. women's team won 1-1 because they had more goals. They moved on to the kill round or whatever it is. Nothing against soccer, but I'm telling you right now, man. We play sports to find out who's better between two individuals, two teams, two whatever.
That's right.
I don't believe we should have ties in anything in sports, period.
Okay.
That's why we play the game. That's why your kid plays my kid, my team plays your team, this guy shoots against this, we swim against each other. You have to have a winner. There are no ties in life. There's not. There are no ties in life.
Yes, Tony. Sometimes everybody wins.
In competition, there's got to be a winner. Okay. And I don't care how they do it.
Right. They should have done penalty kicks.
If you flip a coin.
Seriously. Yeah.
Flip a coin. I don't care. Flip a coin. Have a shootout. Whatever. A lot of people are like, I can't believe you played for 3 hours.
Cage match.
Whatever it is, there must be a winner, because that's why we play the game. That's why we're having a competition to find out who's best, right? I don't care if they go, okay, we're going to weigh you both, and whoever's the fattest wins. I don't care how it's done. There's got to be a tiebreaker. For them to play 3 hours of soccer at 0-0 and call it a tie.
It wasn't 3 hours.
It's ridiculous.
It's a 90-minute game.
It's ridiculous. It is a joke.
It's a beautiful game.
When Major League Baseball had that All-Star game at 7-7, I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? You're making the guys play the game. Well, we don't get anybody injured. I don't care if anyone get injured. I don't care. I want to see a winner. As a fan, I want to see a winner. Don't do that.
You get a point. You get 1 point for a tie.
Do you remember we used to have ties in college football?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that seems so barbaric and primitive now. It's like, what?
Yeah,
ties in college football?
I do think it's interesting.
And the bad thing is, if you get a tie, you can still have ties in the National Football League. They should play to the death, right? And so there, in most cases, there will be a winner. But in most cases, when you have a tie, it doesn't hurt either side, and it needs to hurt. It needs to hurt. You need to lose. There needs to be a winner, and there needs to be a loser in life. Period. You can't have a tie. Oh, well, you both were great, so I'm going to give you both the jobs.
You get a point. You each get a point.
Oh God, you get a point for tying.
Yes.
You don't win, but you get a point.
You get a point.
God, just give him a trophy. Finally here, and we got about 2 minutes.
Just go.
There's a couple of social media posts that I thought were really interesting. A-Rod evidently liked an Instagram post from J-Lo's sister on her birthday this past weekend. And people are like, whoa, hey. And I'm like, dude.
Wait, what? So what?
J-Lo's sister posted something, and A-Rod hearted it. And people are like, oh, he's still head over heels for her. He's still love. Dude, he was going out with her for 4 years.
And he hearted it. And
it's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he wants to be with her. It doesn't mean that his heart is broken.
Oh, my God. What's happened to us?
Oh, my gosh. There was a post that someone liked from my ex-wife the other day, and I liked it because I still support her. I've spent half my life with her, so I support it. Doesn't mean I want anything out of it. I'm trying to be a nice guy. There's a history there. Yes. And it's okay to be like. And J-Lo, as we know, keeps in touch with all of her exes. I know. The other thing is, and I thought this was funny, Jamie Lynn Spears has been catching some hell because she's on vacation at a condo somewhere down in Florida or something. And people are saying, is that the one that Brittany bought you? And she said, no, I'm renting this out. Brittany had nothing to do with this. So she posted a picture of her in a bikini or something, and her husband, Jamie, is sitting at a table in front of her as she stands behind him. And if you phase in on his phone, you can see him looking at the Britney Spears post of her nip slip from a couple days ago.
That's great.
And
staged? Do you think staged or no?
I cannot believe that she be posting a picture with him on his phone, knowing that, I don't know, but people are saying it's super creepy, and I'm like, okay.
No, it's great. It's got more views.
I'm trying to think, if I was dating a woman and she had a hot sister who was dropping nip slips on Instagram.
You'd be looking.
I would be looking. Now, would you be looking?
It
doesn't mean I don't love my wife. Right. It doesn't mean I want to date your sister.
I mean, hell, my wife...
They've been married for 7 years, but I'm like...
Yeah. My wife was looking at
the nip slip.
My wife was looking... Oh.
If your wife put a nip slip out today, I'd look at it. Because your wife's got a great rack, by the way. And I'll tell your wife she's got a killer rack.
I told her that...
She doesn't show it off at all. That's what really bothers me. But if your wife... If my next-door neighbor's wife...
Of course. But everybody,
I look at it.
Everybody looks at the nip slip.
I know, right?
Right? My wife was looking at Britney's nip slip.
All right, I got to play a song. Okay. Do a live spot real quick.
Yeah.
Damon Johnson's going to join us here in about 6 minutes on the KCast radio apps. KCast radio app. If you're listening to KCast radio right now, you're already listening to it, so you're good. Download the KCast radio app. I'm going to ask him what he's making with Leonard Skinner. He's probably not going to like that question, but I want to know what he's
listening
paid.
right now, so he's going to...
I know. I want to know what he's making with Leonard Skinner. We're going to find out how this all went down and what's next.
Oh, I love it.
Is he going to be playing with AC/DC? I mean, what's going on here?
No, I love it.
So we'll talk to Damon Johnson on the KCast radio app. Get it. It's free. It takes you 5 or 10 seconds. It doesn't. You don't have to do any paperwork or nothing. Notifications. Just click it. Boom. It's there. It's a big flaming guitar. It's killer. KCast radio app will do it here in about 6 minutes.
Yeah. So let me tell you about Woodhouse Day Spa, because Woodhouse Day Spa is owned by a classic rock aficionado. So I know Stuart Rome's listening to this, but if you want to have one of the best massages or manicures, pedicures, what have you, go up to the Summit, call them at 905-7676, it's area code 205 for your reservations, or go to the webpage, birmingham.woodhousespas.com, 5,000 square feet of luxury spa. Again, call them at 905-7676, or go to their webpage, and you can make reservation webpage, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. All right, here we go.
All right, Damon Johnson up next. Get the KCast radio app, and you can hear our interview with Damon Johnson. It'll be live from Nashville up next.